Hello and welcome class to my art200 investigation project. My project is on the statues of Easter Island. I have always been intrigued by the statues themselves as a kid. Growing up, I always asked how they got there, why they were there, and who made them. So without further ado, let's get started. The Maui of Rapa Nui. Rapa Nui is what is now known as Easter Islands. The statues themselves are known as Maui, hence why the name of them have been known for the longest time as the Maui of Rapa Nui. The Rapa Nui were the inhabitants of the island at the time. Um, no one truly knows what happens to them. There have been predictions onto what, but all we know is that they were on the island from 1000 CE to 1600 CE, which CE stands for Common Era. The Maui are a type of media known as freestanding. And freestanding stands for, or is known as, sculptures or objects that are meant to be seen on all sides. The sculptures can also symbolize power, religion, and also be for worshiping. As you can see with the Tulia warriors in Mexico for the columns and the lion capital of King Asoka's pillars. For my presentation today, I will be focusing on one particular Maui statue. Maui is known as Hoa Hakanani. The Hoa Hakanani is dated to be around 1200 CE. It is one of the 14 Maui made from basalt, while the rest of the Maui are made from island volcanic rock. One of you may ask, like, why is that so important? Well, while there are only 14 of the Mauis made by basalt, there are over 187 heads or statues that are made by volcanic rock, which is just, the ratio is incredible. Certain tools used to make the Maui were known as toki or tokis. Some were just made out of regular rock, and then some were made of the highest, hardest rock on the island, which is Hawaiite. And the Hoa Hokanani weighs around 4 tons. The Hoa Hakana is made of basalt. Basalt is really hard to carve into and has no room for errors, which makes scientists believe that there must have been a higher authority, leader, or god that had asked for them the islanders to create them. Why stop at 14? We don't know. Maybe it is because it's just harder to carve into. Here I've just brought up a picture of all different side views of the Hoa Hakana, which does put it under the category of freestanding sculpture. Interesting thing is that the Hoa Hakana is in a British museum right now because it was brought to England in 1869 by the crew of HMS Topaz under the command of Richard Ashmore Powell, which I just found to be pretty interesting. Here we have a picture of bat carvings of the Hoa Hakana. Real interesting thing about this is that even though the Hoa Hakana was made around 1200 CE, the carvings were added on later in time. Scientists believe that they were made around 1400 CE. There we have men with bird-like bodies. According to Khan Academy, they state that The upper back shoulders of the two are birdmen facing each other. They have human hands and feet and head of a frigid bird. And the century of the head is carving of a small fledgling bird with an open beak. This is flanked by carving of ceremonial dance petals known as aos, with faces carving into them. I thought this was really cool because with most statues is like once they're made they're not really tempered with, but with Hoa Hakana it must have been something really special for them, because for them to add on to something that could have been made for, like, let's say a ruler or a king is really interesting. I truly did enjoy spending time looking at and researching the different types of statues, but the Hoa Hakana really, with the carving on the back, really uh, intrigued me even more. So that comes to a conclusion of my art appreciation project. Right here, I would just have a picture of a Easter Island National Geographic cover. Growing up, I used to collect month to month every cover I had, every National Geographic that they came out with. But we ended up giving it to Goodwill. Hopefully, someone just like me as a kid just becomes fascinated and grows up to still nerd out. All right, class. Well, I'd like to thank you and wish you guys a Merry Christmas.